One, I'm gonna get right into this video. This video is pretty much about the time that I met a reptilian. Um, but before I start, of course, this was not in this physical dimension. Once I get more into detail about what exactly happened, then you can determine yourself what exactly transpired. All right, so this happened, or if you watched my videos, then you may know that I mentioned sleep paralysis, not a lot, but in a few videos. And I, mentioned how, sorry, that it's something that I have dealt with. Like I said, this particular instance is actually the last time that I had an episode of sleep paralysis. But I've before that I had sleep paralysis pretty much since I was a kid. Um, and this particular instance, it was probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. Um, and I was in St. Louis, Missouri, and I was in a hotel. Um, my fiance, who's my now fiance, was uh, we were both in a bed. She was watching TV. I was taking a nap. Um, Now, for those of you who have experienced sleep paralysis, it was like I wasn't asleep. I was awake, but I was asleep. Like I was like right in between. Like I could still hear the TV. Um, I could kind of I knew my wife or fiance was next to me. Um, but everything, like I said, I could just feel it starting. Like when you feel yourself starting to go into SP. And I just felt myself starting to, get sucked down. Like I said, I can still hear the TV, but then it starts to fade out. And at this point, I'm seeing this being. All right. Now, before I say this, I know a lot of you all, or maybe not a lot, but maybe some of you all that um, will hear what I'm about to say will, say that it was a demon, it was Satan, etc., etc. Me personally, from you know, I'll be honest, past 2, maybe 3 years that I've been in this path, I've come to find out that a lot of things are misunderstood. Not saying that it couldn't have been a demon. I do know that it was a lower entity, just for the fact that this entity called me by what I consider my lower self, or my lower self's name, which at the time, or not even at that, but since a kid, when I was, before I was into all this stuff, totally different person. Um, and my nickname was Kane. All right. Now, like I said, so I'm in this state. Um, at this point, I can't hear the TV. I know that I'm going through sleep paralysis. All right, I can't talk, and this being appears. Now, by the time this being appears, that's when I started having the for I don't know if any of you ever had this while in sleep paralysis, but you start getting those the seizure like uh motion, or it feels as though you're having a seizure. And that's what kind of happened. It felt like I was having a seizure. And for those, I mean, I'm gonna just tell you what happened, and then I'm gonna tell you what I personally feel. And of course, I know you are gonna come in with the comments. All right, so um, what happened was this being was sitting on a star, a very, very bright star. And I'm not gonna say sitting, it was standing on it. And he had on a cloak. Got on a dark cloak. Um, we were in outer space, or he was in outer space, and I could, like I said, he was on a star. He had like really big horns. Um, I couldn't really see his face, but I could make out that he had an elongated mouth, like like something of a reptile or a crocodile or something like that. And he had red eyes. He had a tail, with spikes at the end. His tail, was kind of showing from the left side. Um, and I want to say he had a staff of some sort in his hand. And like I said, all I remember was he just said in a really deep voice. He said, "Kane, join me, Kane." And he just kept saying that. And in my mind, like I said, I'm aware of what's going on, but I can't speak. I'm pretty much I was under a spiritual attack, or whoever this being was so powerful that I could not. I don't want to say handle being in his presence, but my physical form reacted to my spirit being in its presence. If you see what I'm saying, and at this point, like I said, I'm shaking, and it happened so fast. And then, my fiance starts nudging me. She eventually just had to like push me, like, shove me to get me out of it. Cause I was trying to get out of it. And that was it. And believe this or not, that's the last time that's ever happened to me. Like, that was it. That was the last. It's never happened to me again. I've never had an episode of sleep paralysis. And the times that I did, it was a self-induced sleep paralysis, me attempting lucid dreaming, but that's another story. But yeah, as far as me having spiritual attacks, yeah, that has not happened. Like I said, since I've been on this path, like that type of, and that was the only time something like that, or something as extreme as that happening. And like I said, for those of you who are gonna say it's the devil, it was Satan, you know, could have been, but I don't see why, you know, in my mind, according to my, and I'm basing this off of my own personal experiences. So for those of you who are gonna say and come in like, no, those it's not a reptilian, blah 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 blah. All right, the reason why I say it's a reptilian is because, and you're probably gonna think I'm crazy for this, but my whole life I've seen UFOs. Only seen not in person, or actually I take that back. I've seen an ET in person one time, and it was in my room. And I don't know if I shared that story already. If I haven't, that's a whole nother story. Um, and but that happened after the sleep paralysis when I seen the ET in my room. But anyway, yeah, and that was me meeting a reptilian. That it was just asking me to join him or them. It was only one there, but I assume that there's multiple. Uh, Meaning it could be some type of army, some like I don't know, but like I said, just me and my personal experiences, I could tell that was some form or some high ranking reptilian being, and I kind of understand why. And I'm not trying to be full of myself, but I kind of understand why this being would come to me in that way and ask me to join it. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound full of myself, but like I've had so many experiences my whole life. I guess I'm what you could call a natural mystic. Um, and like I said, I'm not at that point. I'm not a master of anything. I'll just put it that way. Uh, but I have been told, and I do know for a fact, in which most of us do have a lot of potential. We have a lot of magic. We have a lot of willpower. Um, a lot of us just aren't. open to that or willing to accept that. And me myself, I am willing to accept that, especially with the experiences that I have. But that's it. And you know, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Um, I'm not really like I said, I'm not here to downplay anybody's beliefs. I'm just sharing with you all what happened to me, and that's it. Like I said, it was not. It was on a spiritual level. I didn't meet an physical being. It came to me in its reptilian form uh, via sleep paralysis, which to me means that this whoever this being was had been watching me uh, for a while. Um, and that's all I have. And that's another thing to add is that even when it happened, I wasn't scared. Like I said, I've been dealing with stuff my whole life. I stopped being scared of demons and trying to and being possessed. Not saying I'm possessed, but I stopped being scared of that stuff a long time ago. And like I said, even when as a matter of fact, and I'll add this and I'm done. Even when I stopped being scared when I was younger, the sleep paralysis did it slowed down. It didn't stop completely until after this instance. And like I said, that was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I wasn't scared. Like I said, I could only think. I couldn't. I was in sleep paralysis, and then boom, started having the seizure like symptoms, and like I said, my fiance could vouch for me, and she won't be saying it just because it's me, but yeah, like she had to like shove me to get me out of that state. So yeah, I could see it. I do see it as a spiritual attack, but at the same time, you know, why would it want me to join? And that's it. Like, comment, please subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks.